Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Always ready to dive in.
Awesome. So today we're going to be looking at uh, Ma Musique.
Ma musique.
Yeah, it's a French poem. Um, you ever heard of it?
Can't say that I have. French poetry isn't really my forte.
Well, no worries. I'll walk us through it. It's super short, but really packs a punch. Kind of hits you right in the feels.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's it about?
It's all about feeling overwhelmed. The world's just massive, the past is hanging over you, and the future is just a big question mark.
Ah, the existential dread. We've all been there.
Exactly. And what's really cool is how the poem plays with time. It says the past is like too present, while the future is too absent. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I get that. Sometimes it feels like you're drowning in memories while the future feels totally out of reach.
Right. It's like being stuck in this weird in-between space. And that's what this poem captures so well. But before we get too deep, maybe we should actually hear the darn thing.
Yeah, let's hear it. Words on a page only get you so far.
Okay, so here goes. Ma musique. And by the way, I'm reading this in English, of course. The original's in French.
Of course, of course.
All right. We remember that we are nothing, that the world is too big, that the past is too present, that the future is too absent, and the present is too far away, especially when the sky becomes too pressing, becomes a little too greedy.
Wow. Didn't expect to get hit with so much existentialism in just a few lines.
Right. Every line's like a gut punch.
It really is. You know, what strikes me right off the bat is that first line. We remember that we are nothing. I mean, talk about setting the stage.
Yeah, it throws you right into this feeling of insignificance, like you're just a speck in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly. And then it goes on to talk about how overwhelming everything else is, the world, time, even the sky.
Speaking of the sky, that last image is really something else. The sky becomes too pressing, becomes a little too greedy. What do you make of that?
That's interesting. I mean, the sky usually symbolizes hope, freedom, all that, right? But here, it's almost menacing.
Right, it's like it's closing in on you, watching your every move.
Almost like it's demanding something from us. Greedy is such a strong word to use.
Totally. I almost wonder if that greed could represent like a yearning for something more, a longing for a connection to something bigger than ourselves. Maybe even,
I think spiritual.
yeah, exactly, like a higher power.
I see what you mean. When you consider the whole feeling of insignificance the poem starts with, it makes sense that you might start looking for answers somewhere else.
Right. If we're just tiny specks in a massive universe, maybe that opens us up to the possibility of a power greater than ourselves, one that actually has, all the answers.
One that could provide the comfort and guidance we need when the world feels too much to handle. I mean, think about those lines about time. They practically scream anxiety and uncertainty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in those moments, it's natural to seek something stable, something unchanging.
Something to hold on to when everything else feels like it's slipping away.
And for some people, that something might be, well, God, the Almighty.
The one who sees everything, knows everything, and has all the answers. Who better to turn to when you feel lost and overwhelmed?
Right. And the poem, even though it never explicitly mentions God, kind of hints at this idea, like the speakers acknowledging their smallness, their nothingness, maybe as a way to open themselves up to a higher power.
It's like you're saying, okay, I can't do this alone. I need help. I need guidance.
And maybe that's the first step on a spiritual journey, recognizing that we need something beyond ourselves to find true peace and meaning.
Wow. You know, I came into this deep dive knowing nothing about Ma music, but now I'm seeing it in a whole new light. It's not just about feeling small and overwhelmed. It's about seeking something bigger than ourselves to fill that void.
Totally. And that's what makes this poem so powerful. It speaks to that universal human longing for connection, for meaning, for something beyond the everyday chaos. And it leaves us with this lingering question: what is that something for each of us?
And how do we find it? Where do we even begin to look?
Exactly. And those are questions worth pondering long after this deep dive is over. Thanks for joining us on this rather profound journey today. Until next time, keep exploring.
And keep searching.